Today I'm going to tell you about obese people's struggles. Thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to go over the top 5 obesity struggles for people, at least in my experience and from what I've seen floating in online. Of course, not every obese person will struggle with these things, but I think that they are certainly popular to be a struggle with those who are obese. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Number 5, we have travel. So for travel, of course, there's the whole airplane issue. 2 seats. I definitely, if I was going to travel, I would need 2 seats. So I've actually chosen not to travel on an airplane. So I haven't been on an airplane probably over 10 years. So sometimes I wish I could, especially when I'm on a long road trip, but I've chosen not to. Travel can also be difficult for those with bringing extra equipment like CPAP machines, or the mattresses or beds are not strong in the hotel and you're afraid you're going to break them. I've had that where I just put the mattress on the ground. So definitely travel can be a little bit rough when you're obese. So that's number 5. Number 4, we have bed frames. So I can recall as a newlywed, we didn't have a ton of money, but we were saving up. We got a bed frame for like $250. So we put it together and we set it up and we used it for maybe a week and then it broke. And I think it was also just poorly made. And at that time I was only in like the maybe high 200s at that time. So I don't know why it broke, but yeah, that's definitely a struggle. So number 3 is always being hot or sweaty. I can attest that that is definitely me. And I found an old Reddit forum where they talked about their struggles. And this guy said, I am constantly overheated. I have the equivalent of an Arctic coat on 24/7, 365. I live where it's hot and humid, so I'm constantly sweating and overheated. So I don't live somewhere humid. I'm here in Phoenix, but it's 100 plus, especially now, every day. 110 plus, I think, every day now. So it is hot, and I am always hot. And I agree with him. Struggle number 2 is finding clothes that work well for you. So I personally wear a 5X shirt, and so Walmart, I think the max is 3X. So I cannot shop there, and I can't shop at really any regular clothing place. So that leaves me with the options of either online shopping, or there is a DXL just down the road. But that brings up the second part of the clothing struggle, is that it's costly. So maybe it is more material and more work or custom order, but for whatever reason I found that clothing for the obese is very expensive for the most part. So that's definitely a struggle. And struggle number 1, the bane of my existence, are chairs. So I've only broken 1 chair, but definitely not only are you worried about breaking a chair, you're worried about, can you fit in the chair? If it has arms, then for me, most chairs with arms I cannot fit into. So that can be, pretty embarrassing at like a work meeting, things like that. So yeah, chairs are rough. So another example of this is I had won tickets to go to an NFL game. And so I was taking my brother, but when we get to the stadium, clearly I'm not going to fit in those stadium seats. So we go to the help area. They say, okay, we could check ADA seating. And there was none available for us to be together. There was one separate, but we didn't want to separate. So we ended up leaving and we watched the game at a local restaurant. So that's just one example of the kind of struggle of chairs when you're obese. So those are the top 5. I wanted to go over these things because I was talking to somebody the other day, mentioning something I had a hard time with. And they were like, oh wow, I never even thought about that you have to deal with that. So just wanted to kind of share, maybe you either learned something on the video or you kind of agreed or connected with something that you struggle with as well in this. So and definitely I'm not trying to make the video as a woe is me kind of thing. In my own case, I feel like I totally brought this weight and what I'm dealing with on myself, so I'm not trying to do that. And lastly, I wanted to give you all a weight update. So not great news, not bad news. As you may know, I went on vacation last week, so now I'm back and I gained a few pounds on vacation, but then in the week I've been back, I've lost them again. So I'm still right back at 466, which is 75 pounds down. So I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. I had fun on vacation and kind of ate whatever I wanted. But now I've been being better and losing the weight, so we'll get back on track. But thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the video next week.